That's true, but I'm a really deep sleeper.
Just come and stab you.
Yeah, like
You die in your sleep is even better.
I've slept through a lot of stuff, so that's true. I guess
That
I
should
would
be a topic
scared.
sometime.
How I might die in my sleep.
No, how much you've slept through.
Oh, yeah.
All the things that I've slept through.
It's quite a few. Hey, everybody.
Hi.
I'm Winx Skull.
And I'm Adrienne Tilly.
And this is Marshmallow and Mimosa.
That'd be an interesting opener. Yeah. Okay, yeah. Thanks. Giveaways. Yeah. Let's talk about that very briefly because we ramble about it.
Yeah.
So let's.
This is actually your last chance.
Your last chance.
Upon listening to this is your last chance to enter our giveaway.
Tell us more.
This episode is going up on the 30th, and the giveaway is open through the 31st. So, do it now. This giveaway that we are holding is for 2 book bath boxes. It's a summer book bath box that you cannot get any longer. Mm-hmm. You can enter by either becoming one of our patrons on Patreon, which is patreon.com/marshmallow-and-mimosa. You can also enter by leaving us an iTunes review. And if you do leave us an iTunes review, you also need to send us an email.
Yeah.
Which is at marshmallow-and-mimosa@gmail.com, and just let us know what your iTunes username is, because otherwise we don't know who you are or how to tell you that you just won.
And there's a custom enamel pin made by me in there, so
that's also true.
I just thought I would just push it a little more.
Yeah, it's super cute. So yeah, definitely sign up for that if you haven't already. The clock is ticking. We're gonna pick the winners tomorrow. It's gonna be great, and we're going to announce the winners in next week's episode. So, that will be very exciting.
Very exciting.
Very, very exciting.
Okay.
Also, that episode is gonna be the last episode of season 1.
Season 1,
which is super exciting.
Lucky 13.
Yeah, I just thought that was appropriately creepy for us. So. And we have some exciting plans for season 2, which we're going to talk about in this episode, because this episode is about big changes that have been happening, both for the podcast and for Adrienne and I.
I have to not sing the change song like a million times.
Yeah, that's already happened like 5 times.
Oh, shush. Yeah,
I mean, I actually am enjoying it because I really like the song. Anyway, before we dive into that, as per usual, let us start with what we're into. And I have no idea whose turn it is.
I think it might be mine.
I think it is too. Okay. Let's just go with that.
Okay. So I've been reading other G. Derek Adams books. Yeah, I read Spell Sword, and I'm in the middle to end of the Riddle Box.
Nice.
I really like the Riddle Box. I've been enjoying it a lot. Yeah, it's like a murder mystery with Rhyme and Jonas, and it's
very nice. Yes.
There's this one little all the characters are, I love them all. There's this one bard called Geranium the Eruption. That's his name. It's so fantastic. And now that I know it's like he was thinking of them as anime characters, it's so perfectly anime.
Right?
You know?
Everything about it just fits so well.
Yeah. I'll be like, when somebody explodes, I just imagine them turning into like chibi characters and be like, you know, but what I really like about the format is whenever somebody dies, it stops and it gives you a little snippet of kind of their whole life or something significant that happened to them. Like, it just like gives you a little like snippet of who that person was, and it's just like really like, I'm just like, oh, like, you know, actually like I feel it when, you know, that he died, you know,
you have more of that connection to the character.
So I really like that. And Spell Sword was also good. It's like a prequel, and they talk about Linus, and remember she was like talking about how she killed him on the shore or whatever.
Yeah,
you know,
Linus,
and they were
Linus is the bad
you know?
guy in Asteroid Made of Dragons.
And then so that like that's like the story. Like, so that's why it's like people might have been like, I felt like I was really lost. So they're talking about some, you know. Yeah,
it was like I could see people noting that there was like, I could tell that there was story that had happened before, but I kind of just assumed that it was something that would be fleshed out later, like, or in the prequel, like, or whatever.
Exactly. Yeah.
So that wasn't
anything. Bother me.
It just to me like made it more intriguing.
But you should read it. The Grey Witch and stuff was really cool. Yeah, getting more information about her and like what happened with that and stuff.
That's awesome.
It's good.
Yeah.
And then video game
Yay.
that I've been playing, and it's so much fun. So we have a PlayStation VR, and there's not a ton of games on there yet, but I've been looking at this one called Super Hot for a while.
Okay.
And they have
Interesting name.
Yeah. And they had it on, have it on desktop, and I finally just picked up a VR because I've just been staring at it forever. Just did it. And basically the premise, it's a shooter game, but the premise is that time only moves when you move.
Okay.
And so you have these bad guys coming towards you, and they have like guns and stuff. And it's kind of like a puzzle game because you're like sitting in the situation, and you have like a gun in front of you. Your hand moves down. They start moving towards you or shooting, and you like pick the gun back up, and then you like dodge a bullet when you're like physically, and then you like shoot at them, and their gun comes flying towards you. You grab it out of the air, and then you like shoot 2 more guys, and then there's like this one point where you get like a knife, and they're shooting at you, and you have like the knife, and you're going like chink, chink out of the bullets out of the air. It's so ridiculously fun. So you kind of turn into Neo. You do. It's totally like being Neo. Yeah.
That sounds pretty cool.
It's so much fun. It's like my husband and I were like, cool. It's like we were both like, this might be the best VR experience we've had. Like, really? It's so much fun. Yeah.
Oh yeah, if it's in VR too. I was just thinking. I like already forgot that you said you were playing it on VR.
Yeah. Yeah.
That adds a whole then you're really like you're in the Matrix. You're Neo.
Exactly.
Whoa.
So much fun.
That sounds super cool.
I think it's like Japanese creators, or it has a Japanese feel to it, because like whenever you beat a level, it goes super hot. And it goes like super hot. Like, you're like, okay, I guess I'm super hot right now.
Super hot right
super
now.
hot.
All right, that's awesome.
Oh my gosh, it's fun though.
That sounds super fun.
Get a chance to play that then.
Yeah,
recommend it.
Very nice.
I love VR.
It's a great thing. It's a great thing. Yeah.
Drinking tea, but it's your turn.
Oh, okay. So things that I'm into, because of the changes that I'm going to talk about, I haven't had a ton of time to be doing various entertainment things. But I have been listening to some more audiobooks of the Drist series by R.A. Salvatore. I am now on book 9. So
how many?
Like 32.
Are you going to do all of them?
I mean, I'm enjoying it. If I get to a point where I am not into it anymore, but
Is it a continuous story?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's like the Terry Pratchett. I'll read like 5 books in a row, and then I'm like, ooh, need a break from this. But those are independent stories each.
Well, and these ones are all trilogies.
Oh, okay. So you can stop at some point.
Yeah, so I'm coming to the end of the 3rd trilogy right now. So I'll probably take a break after that. Probably, I don't know. Depending. I have a lot of other things I want to read, so I should probably...
I understand this. I was trying to look up this... Oh, Tamara Pierce. Have you read any of her stuff?
I have one of her books, but I haven't read it yet. But I hear really good things.
Yeah, she has like a lot of hers are like a series of books or 3 or 4 books. Mm-hmm. And I went through this. I read like every single book she's done, and it's like 20 books.
Right.
And like if I look through my like Kindle history, there's just this one huge chunk of like Tamara Pierce. It's like
and
took
it's like
months.
Robin Hobb. It's just they're separate little series, but there's just so much to them.
Yeah.
So I'm really enjoying them though. I feel like there's some really strong characters in these books. And obviously I'm excited about D&D stuff, so it's just like hitting me in the feels. I like Drist. It's good.
I should talk about that dinner I'm going to.
You should talk about that.
Yeah, do you want to finish yours though, or do you want to talk about it?
You talk about that, and then I'll come back.
Okay.
Because that's appropriate. And yeah, I
just signed up for this dinner to go to. My husband and I are going to go to, and it sounds so amazing. It's with like a friend of mine too, who's just like super exuberant, so it's going to be perfect. But basically, he's a bartender, and him and like this local chef teamed up, and they're doing a D&D themed dinner, and they're having like a whole pig on a spit, and it's all like super D&D, like that kind of like that food, and they have like mead and cider and like all this stuff, and they're gonna do like, so you eat all this amazing kind of medievally like whatever D&D,
right, like you're in like a fantasy inn,
and then you're playing like 3 or 4 hours of Dungeons and Dragons, and like I think it's kind of like basically like a bartender at your table kind of, and he's like providing the meat, and he's a DM. So my friend is one of the dungeon masters. Yeah.
That's fun.
It's going to be so much fun.
That's fun. Yeah.
So nerdy and so much fun.
It does sound super fun, but I have already told Adrienne this. I am really, really disturbed by like whole roasted pigs.
I was telling somebody else and they went, ugh, too.
Yeah, is
it like a human or something? Does it remind you that like...
I have a hard time. The times that I have gone vegetarian, it's because I cannot differentiate between the animal and the food.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, they are the same thing, but like all I can see when I see the food is the animal.
Sure, yeah.
And you can sometimes not see that whenever you are just eating it and it's shaped like a hamburger.
Yeah.
But when you're looking into the face of this pig, like I just can't. And I feel like I have, because I grew up on a pig farm, I feel like I have maybe more of a connection to that.
Gotcha.
So I don't know. It's just like, I'm clawing at my neck right now. Like I just feel like really creeped out.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay. I don't know. It's just something about it. It just creeps me out.
Yeah.
But the rest of the thing sounds super awesome. And I'm super excited for you. And
you understand like the thematic,
I totally understand. It does like this is what they would do in D&D worlds.
Yeah.
I totally get it.
Anyway.
You do your thing.
What else are you into?
So I have one book that I'm excited to start, though I have not yet. And now I'm blanking on the actual series name, but it's the first in the sci-fi series by Lois McMaster Bujold, who I really like because she wrote the Curse of Chalion series.
Oh, that sounds familiar.
Avi, our mutual friend Avi, is really into that. In fact, Avi and I first bonded over our love of the Curse of Chalion, and that is a fantasy series. But she also is really well known for this sci-fi series, and it's like Kevorkian or something like that. It's got
that sounds familiar.
Yes, it's something like that. I'm blanking, but sure we'll put
I've read a lot of female written sci-fi. What's the A Long Way to a Small Angry Planet? That's
that's Becky Chambers.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
So good.
You just need to read freaking A Close Common Orbit.
Yeah.
So ridiculously good.
Adrienne is like shaming me for not having already read every book ever.
Basically, that's
trying.
She hasn't read Uprooted. She hasn't read A Close and Common Orbit. She hasn't read the Borson series.
It's true. Mm-hmm. It's true. I'm sorry. I'm terrible. I'm a terrible book nerd. There's just too many.
I know.
There's too freaking many. But that's okay. They're all on my shelf, so maybe eventually.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Maybe. I also recently started watching this new show, which is a Amazon original, and it is following the story of Zelda Fitzgerald, who fun fact, I am really into 1920s and not like I do enjoy literature and stuff. Like I like Fitzgerald and I like Gertrude Stein and some of the other authors from that era, but I am more fascinated by the actual like social network of artists and authors from that time, because they were just all like hanging out in Paris.
Yeah, have you watched that Woody Allen movie? Midnight in Paris?
Yeah, I love that one.
Yeah, it's good.
Hemingway, and that was hysterical.
So good.
So good. So I really, really love that that whole era. And one of my favorite books, which is a really sad book, but it's called The Well of Loneliness.
You and loneliness, always come back up.
I know. And isn't that the saddest title ever? Like, like I don't even need to warn you that it's going to be sad because it's called The Well of Loneliness. But it's by Radcliffe Hall, and it is considered the first lesbian novel.
Oh.
I know, yeah.
All in all.
It's like, it's rough. But I read that when I was in the process of coming out, and so I had all of these like really strong feelings attached to it. And then I actually ended up writing my English thesis on it.
Oh,
and
nice.
then I have a tattoo based on it.
Oh.
And I wanted to have two like 20s looking, like, clothing wise, women in the tattoo, but I didn't actually make them look like the characters in the book. I actually based them off of other 20s, like other people from the 1920s. So one of them is Juna Barnes, who's another author, but one of them is Zelda Fitzgerald.
Oh.
Just because I like her look. She's got a cool look.
Yeah.
And a really tragic story. So I'm watching.
Yeah, I don't know that much about her, so I had to.
Yeah, I mean, she had this. She had this relationship with Scott Fitzgerald, and it was really like passionate and tumultuous and just drenched in alcohol, and she ended up being diagnosed with schizophrenia.
Oh goodness.
And like, yeah, it was she has a very rough story.
Yeah.
But they did live it up in the Roaring 20s, and she's considered like one of the first flappers.
No,
She's like flappers. The original. Yeah. So anyway, that's been I've watched like 4 episodes.
Man, I really need to read more older fiction.
Classics.
Yeah, I just haven't really.
This is the problem. There's like too much new stuff.
Or this is the perfect segue
into what's happening.
Hey.
Yeah. Marshmallows, do you ever have that feeling where someone's talking to you about some just like freaking amazing read that they had, this like classic Bradbury, Heinlein, whatever sci-fi novel, and you think like, man, I wish I really need to read some of that vintage sci-fi. But then here comes a new book by John Scalzi, and then suddenly you don't have time for it.
Yep.
Sometimes you just need a reason to have time for it. And you know what? We're going to give you one. Because season 2,
yep,
we are actually splitting off into 2 podcasts.
What?
Yes. Truth. So we're going to keep things going with the traditional Marshmallow and Mimosa.
Yeah.
But we are now going to be doing alternate weeks.
Yeah.
So 2 weeks of the month, there will be the normal podcast that you know and love, talking about nerdy things, talking about projects. But we're also going to have 2 weeks of the month that we talk about a vintage sci-fi book.
Yep.
And we had so much fun doing the previous episode where we talked about those vintage sci-fi stories. And just like, it just turned into such a really cool thing that this is kind of how it spun out.
Yeah. So we hope you enjoyed that one, because we did.
Yeah, because it's going to be a lot of that, basically. If you didn't like that, maybe you should just stick with us. But so our general plan is that we're going to have sort of a mid-month episode where we talk about the read so far. We're going to also do a little bit of digging into, I'm really into the history of these sorts of things, so I'm going to look up a bit of history on the authors and these books in particular. Adrienne is a pretty big movie buff, and so she's going to bring in some information about what has been inspired from those reads.
Yeah, and I'm sure I'll miss some, so any marshmallows can tell me if, what other classic things
add to the pile here. And then we'll do an end of the month episode where we just kind of discuss the actual end of the book and what happened and our feelings on it.
That's like the big book club one. Yeah.
Exactly. And then announce what's going to be the next one.
Yes. And it's called the S'more Sci-Fi Book Club.
That's SMORES. Yes.
Or just s'more, not s'mores. S'more Sci-Fi.
Basically, I was just, S'more Sci-Fi. Sorry. Let's start that over. That's SMORE.
Wait, there's an apostrophe in there.
God, I quit.
Yeah, they really got it now, though.
Yeah.
And because we want to keep the marshmallow theme.
Yeah, we just thought it was cute because y'all are marshmallows and everyone wants s'more sci-fi.
This was Winx's. You definitely brought that up, and you were like,
I totally made the pun, and Adrienne hated it.
I did hate it, and then it grew on me slowly.
Yeah.
And it'll grow on you too. And that's launching on September 26th.
Yes. And we're actually going to kick things off with 3 episodes. We're going to have just a bunch to
so you can really see if you like it. And
Yeah, and the first episode is going to be more similar to...
S'more
similar. I'm just going to start saying s'more whenever it works or it doesn't work. But it's going to be more similar to the episode that we did this season because we're going to just be reading some Bradbury short stories, Ray Bradbury.
Because Winx has only read the Martian Chronicles, and that's it.
It's true.
And I was devastated by that fact.
And I have a collection of Bradbury stories on my shelf. I even have a bookmark that I'm showing to Adrienne, where you can see there's a little happy croissant that's marking the first story.
The Long Rain.
Which is The Long Rain.
That's my favorite short story.
The stories we're going to read, if you would like to read and then follow along.
Yeah.
We're going to read The Long Rain. We're also going to read A Sound of Thunder. And we're going to read I Sing the Body Electric.
Yep.
So
all very short. I've already read 2 of them again. I've read all of them, but yeah, I was reading them again and making notes because The Long Rain is so good.
Yeah, I was actually going to read that one tonight. So yeah, I'm excited to jump into it.
They're very short.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that will just be sort of one episode. And then we're going to do 2 more episodes, which are going to sort of be the way that we plan to do in the future, where we have the mid-month check-in and then the end one, but you're going to get them both at once. But these are going to be for the War of the Worlds.
Yep.
And yeah, we're pretty excited about it. So.
I'm going to watch the Tom Cruise War of the Worlds from 2009 or something.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I actually remember going to the theater to see that.
Yeah. And being like, oh my gosh, when I was in the house.
And I am really excited because I recently bought on a total whim, before we decided to do this, I bought a copy of The War of the Worlds, and it's illustrated by Edward Gorey, who I personally love. If you haven't seen his art before, he does sort of children's style books, but they're very creepy. Just sort of gothy, creepy children's books, and
did he do the artwork for that card game Gloom? Gloom.
I was like, I don't know of Bloom. He might have. It seems like it's kind of his style.
Sorry, that was a total side. I was looking at the date of the Tom Cruise movie, which was 2005, and then I was getting totally distracted.
That's totally fine. But yeah, so I'm very excited to read that. So if you would like to read those, you can have more to say. And I don't know. I'm just saying words at this point. I guess should I make a separate YouTube video or separate YouTube account for the book channel, you think?
What about playlists?
Let's do a playlist. We'll do playlist. So you can, okay.
Yeah, we're going to keep all the same social media. Marshmallow Mimosa is umbrella for other marshmallow related podcasts.
Yeah, so we have room to grow here. So yeah, if you want to follow, just keep following us on Twitter and Instagram. We're going to keep that. There will be a separate iTunes feed for you to subscribe to.
Yeah. But this one stays exactly the same. It's going to be every
Marshmallow
other week.
Mimosa will stay the same, but we'll have the book one as an additional feed for you to subscribe to if you would just like to see the book stuff or whatever.
Yeah.
You can keep track of that. And then I'll just keep posting everything under the same YouTube account.
Yes.
So.
And we're really excited about it.
I'm super excited about it. I feel like we should also come up maybe with some fun Twitter hashtags.
Sure.
I'm going to work on that. So maybe we can talk more about that next time, but I think that would be fun. And then if you guys want to read along once we are starting in on October, which BT dubs, not going to tell you what we have picked yet, but it's going to be good.
Yeah, it will
It's appropriate. It's spooky. It's sci-fi.
It's classic, and you should have read it, but a lot of people haven't.
This is the thing, though. It's this is why we need to do this. Mm-hmm. It's going to be great. So, yeah.
It's going to be great.
S'more Sci-Fi Book Club. Vintage sci-fi all the time. I'm super excited.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Yay.
Anyway, so keep on the lookout for that. And then, again,
and I get to do
Marshmallow Mimosa will stay the same.
Yeah, I get to do lots of cute, super cute art based on vintage sci-fi stuff too.
I'm so excited. You could do one for each book that we do.
That's what I'm hoping I can do.
That would be great.
Because I'll have a month, right? So it's
I still want to do some ASMR stuff, but I just have not done it yet. But maybe I will.
Now you're telling the whole internet that you need to do it and you want to do it.
I thought that I did that on my YouTube video though, and it didn't really do it. But part of the reason that
she's segueing, everybody.
I'm segueing.
Watch out, clear the area.
I'm blinking right now, looking over my shoulder to get in the next lane. Part of the reason why is that I just made a big change in my life. And I moved to a new apartment that is about 30 feet away from my old apartment.
Yep. I had a hard time finding it.
Yeah. You would think that this would be the easiest move in the world. No. Including post-breakup moves, this is the most stressful move I've ever had in my life. I had 3 panic attacks, broke down crying in like places of business, in parking lots.
Yeah.
It was the worst.
And Mosa's also having panic attacks.
Mosa is having a really rough time. So after the actual moving day, so I moved on Monday the 21st, which is the day of the eclipse. So I actually gave my movers, I had bought a pair of eclipse glasses for both of them and then myself.
Cute.
Which I was like, they're either going to think that this is nice or they're just going to be like, that's weird. Mm-hmm. I don't know. But I was just like, if they don't have them, they should have them.
Super sweet.
So, I mean, they're $2,
Yeah.
So I just got us a 3-pack. And
that's the sweetest thing I've ever heard.
They were really excited about it.
Yeah.
So I wasn't sure how they were going to react, but they were really excited.
Yeah.
And it turned out that the parking lot we moved across to go from my old apartment to the new one was a great vantage point for the eclipse.
Yeah.
So, we'd make they would take loads back and forth, and every few times they'd stop and kind of check the progress, And, so yeah, that was kind of nice. But so it was kind of hectic, and we had all this stuff going. I've already ranted to Adrienne before we started recording here about all of the things that happened. My biggest...
You could spend the next 45 minutes talking about it.
I could. Yeah. My biggest problem right now is that they gave me a mailbox that I cannot reach because I am really short.
I think you should post that picture.
I should post that picture.
Just your fingertips reaching down.
Yeah, I took a picture of myself trying to reach my mailbox. It's actually kind of funny because some people... because they just see me on YouTube, like you aren't seeing really anything to scale. So
and your cats are tiny too.
Yeah, so some people actually think I'm really tall.
Really?
Yeah, I've actually when height has come up before, people are shocked.
Wow. Okay.
That I am shorter than one would expect a human to be. But for some reason, there are multiple people who have said that they actually thought that I was really tall.
That's funny.
Yes.
Yeah.
It kind of makes me happy that somewhere in the world, even if it's just in someone's imagination, I am tall. But no, I am actually under 5 feet tall. So I slightly. Am. Yes, very slightly. But still, I'm under 5 foot, very short.
Yes. And the world was not built for you.
Basically. Yeah, and I got the top row of mailboxes as my new mailbox, so I'm trying to figure that out. But so I had this really rough day, broke down crying at least twice, very tired from moving all the stuff.
But the post office is super nice.
But
and somehow I guessed that the guy that's been working there for 15 years is named Jim. I was like,
that
is
was
his
so
name
weird.
Jim? And you're like, have I told you the story? I'm like, no, it just seems like a Jim to me.
Yeah, apparently Adrienne has like psychic powers when it comes to naming people at the post office.
Just it's a Jim kind of guy. I don't know.
But so this part I did not tell you. So the first night, I'm so tired. Just mentally, emotionally, physically. All I want to do is take a hot shower because I feel so gross. I'm sweaty. Obviously, showers and baths are really soothing, and I have quite the collection of like bath products, so I'm ready. I go to turn on the water, and I can't. And it's one of those, like the knob in my shower, it's like just one single knob, and you have to pull it out. And then you can twist it right or left for hot or cold or whatever. And it is so hard to pull out. Like I had maintenance come over.
Yeah.
And this guy is built like Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. So he like just comes over and he like grabs it and he like and like just pulls it out. He's like, "What's the problem?" I'm like, "What?" So I show him. I grab onto it with both of my hands.
Oh.
And I lean back like I'm playing tug of war. And it doesn't move an inch.
Oh.
It doesn't budge. I'm like, I just want to take a bath.
Yeah.
Like, I'm smelly. I have work tomorrow.
Yeah.
So finally, he has to get apart. But he managed to like clean it out enough that
nice.
It's still a little hard to pull out, but I can turn on the water.
Yeah.
So it's going to get improved whenever this new part comes in. But for now, I can actually take showers.
Yeah.
So I finally, like, maintenance leaves, enough stuff is put away. My neighbor helped me put together my couch, so
Nice.
which is also my bed. It's like a pull-out sofa thing. Anyway, so I take a shower. It's like 5 minutes long, but it feels like the most glorious shower ever, just, you know, because it's been such a day. I put on these nice fresh jammies. I get in bed. I've got
I'm scared.
new...
Okay, yeah.
I know. I got this new blanket that I got for, you know, the move. I turn on some, like, you know, just like junk TV that's soothing to me. And I was like, man, I'm going to go to bed. It's like 10.
Oh, no.
It's
Yeah.
10 p.m. I'm so tired. I'm just going to go to bed. I'm going to get a lot of sleep so I can wake up and go to work tomorrow. 2 hours later, at midnight, I wake up and Mosa's next to me, and she's been hiding, and I expected her to hide for several days because she's does not take moves well.
She's a gentle soul.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's very sensitive. So she's on the bed with me, and I'm like, oh, wow, this is huge, you know? This is, like, really impressive. And then she starts meowing. And then she keeps meowing for 7 hours. I got those 2 hours of sleep.
Yep.
And then nothing. And she has been doing this all week.
Yeah.
It's been getting better, but it's like, I mean, not to compare, but I imagine this has to be something like what people feel when they have a newborn baby. Like, I just want to sleep.
But with a newborn baby, they're, unless they have like colic or something, they're crying for a reason. Like they're hungry, and then you feed them and they go back to sleep. Or
yeah, she's just upset.
She's just upset. Yeah,
she's just generally upset, and she wants
and
everyone
nothing
to
will
know
comfort
about
her.
it.
Yeah.
So that's been my life. But YT, meanwhile, my other cat, she is like a champion of moving.
I should say I don't know much about babies, so that might be wrong.
Yeah, I mean,
I should just caveat. I should put a little
I
asterisk
feel like
next to
it probably
that.
depends on the baby.
Yes.
I apparently have always been a champion at sleeping. So my mom brought me home from the hospital, and I just like immediately sleep. I just slept like 10-hour nights just from the get-go.
But yeah, YT's been your little rock through all this. While Mosa's having panic attacks along with you, YT's like, whatever.
Yeah, YT is super chill, and Mosa is channeling my own panic and anxiety.
I bet she's feeling it, yeah, too.
Yeah, I think that's part of the thing. I think really this is my own fault for multiple reasons. One, I have trained her basically her whole life that if she makes a sad meow sound, I will come running and be like, "Oh my gosh, what's wrong? What can I do?" Like,
I can't do that with my cat, or he gets encouraged and starts meowing more.
yeah, that's exactly it. So I have just trained her that this is how life works, and that if she doesn't like a situation, she can just meow, and I will fix it.
Yeah.
So she doesn't like the situation we're in, and she's meowing.
Yeah.
Also, I think she is picking up on my own stress. And so that's probably not helping. Actually, I went over to Mike and Kelsey's, and they have a dog that is really cute and loves me. And I don't know. I haven't had a dog in so long. You know, I've interacted with their dog, but I forget how really empathetic dogs are.
Right, yeah.
You know, like cats can sense when you're not, like, you know, Mosa,
Yeah,
I feel
like they'll come and cuddle if you seem like you're really upset or whatever.
I feel like
but
Mosa is more sensitive to my moods, but dogs really pick it up.
Yeah.
And I went over there. I don't even remember. I needed to borrow something that like I'd already packed up, like a piece of paper or something. And I went over and I was just seeing the dog, and I sat down in the little room that he was in, and he just came over and he looked so sad. He just like laid his head on my lap.
How can I help?
Yeah, he's just like, oh, I just feel it. I was like, oh, I'm sorry, I'm stressing you out now too.
That's why I love cats and dogs equally. They have their own, you know.
Yeah.
Like having cats is like having roommates. Well, a dog is like your little dependent, you know.
That's
like,
true. Yeah.
So that's why I
dogs
like
are more
cats
like
and-
children, I think.
Yeah, where cats are like we're equals.
Yeah.
You know, like we live in each other's space and we respect each other. Kind of.
I especially Mosa, I think of her. She has so much personality that she's basically just another person.
Yeah.
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 Anyway, so that's been sort of my big change is moving.
Yeah.
But I am in this new place, and despite all of the hassles, it seems like things are working out. I'm hopefully going to get a new mailbox. so I can actually get my mail. That
The
would
post office people are getting on that shit.
yeah,
So,
yeah. Jim at the post office is my
Shout
hero.
out to Jim.
Shout out. I don't know that he would ever listen to this podcast, but Jim, I love you, man. And I'm going to send you like a fruit basket or a Starbucks gift card or something.
I was telling Winx that you're gonna get some kind of like fine or something.
Yeah,
because you're bribing a government official or something.
Slip you like a, I don't know, like a chocolate assortment or something under the counter. Yeah, so it's all coming together. I'm starting to unpack. I'm feeling a little bit more centered and at peace. And and actually then tomorrow Jess and I are going to have another sort of themed date day.
Yeah?
And this one is so needed. We've decided to do a the Real Housewives themed.
Oh my goodness.
So
never watched it.
Oh, it's so good. It's like just pure,
drama,
like indulgent, dramatic.
Just people
trashy.
like women screaming and stuff, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like they're like really dramatic, like high power personality ladies.
I don't think I'd enjoy it.
Oh man, I love it.
Yeah.
It's just so good. It's just like pure guilty pleasure kind of TV.
Yeah.
And especially the one I really like is the one of Beverly Hills, because they all live in these really fancy houses and they just like live such luxurious lives.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we're going to do this date day, and basically we're going to watch some of the Real Housewives, obviously, but we're going to we both bought new jammy sets at Target. So,
You guys.
mine's one of the ones where it's got like the pants and it's got the shirt that like buttons up, and it's got a collar. It's very soft, and I believe she got one that was like a Harry Potter one. So I'm a little jelly of that, but mine's really soft, so I think I'm gonna be pretty pleased.
Now, did Jess like reality television, or did you get her into it?
She liked it, but I think I have been exposing her to more of the shows.
Yeah.
So yeah, because there's a lot of the ones that I've watched she hasn't watched.
Okay.
And so, like I've made her watch an episode of Keeping Up with the Kardashians, and she was just like, yes.
Yeah. I think I would enjoy like Ghost Hunters or something. I was watching a little bit of like, it's not really. There's like the whole like some YouTubers that do like daily vlogs and stuff.
Yeah.
Like I was watching like Casey Neistat for a while. He's like the most famous guy, whatever. But that's not really reality television. But
Yeah. No, the ghost ones are good. I've really been into Ghost Adventures. That's the one that was on Hulu.
do you know what my favorite genre, I don't know what you call it exactly, is actually, I love found footage stuff. A lot of people don't like it, but I like it when it's like a fake documentary or like but horror movies that are like faux documentary style.
Oh, like Blair Witch kind of?
Yeah, but there's a lot of amazing ones that are like...
But like that style,
yes,
yeah. That's one that people would probably all know.
yeah. But I love them.
Yeah.
I like seek them out and I try to find more of them because they're so good.
I really like that.
And it's like, because it gets you, I feel so much more attached to the characters because you're with the cameraman. You're like there like with them. It feels so much more real to me, and I care so much more when I'm like, man, there's some good ones. Yeah,
like when you're watching one that's just all like big effects and stuff.
Yeah,
it's
disconnected.
It's like, oh well, that's cool, but yeah, it's you're like, this is all fun and make believe and whatever. But when there's that camera element, it feels like this is really happening.
Yeah, and then they're referring to the camera person and stuff, and they're talking back. Have you seen Troll Hunter?
No.
Oh, Troll Hunter is so good.
Is it that style?
Good, yeah. It's like these grad students, and they track down this guy because they think he's like a poacher or something, like a big game. This is like in Sweden or like Norway or something. And so they're following him, and they start interrogating him, and he's basically like, actually, I work for the government. I'm a troll hunter. And I take care of like troll situations that pop up. And they're like, what? And so they like go with him, and like, no, trolls exist. And they have all these like, he has like forms he fills out that are like, when a troll dies, you have to fill out what kind of troll it was, like where you died, and all this stuff, and like what happened about it, and like
that's
it's just
amazing.
Like, yeah, and there's just like this little like, it's like one of those things where it's like just adds a little layer of kind of magic to the real world in just this really subtle way. And like they're all like traditional troll stuff where like it can smell Christian man and stuff, and like it's so good. Oh my goodness.
I will definitely have to check that out.
Yeah, and there's definitely scary parts in it because it's like the trolls are scary, but it's like I love it so much. It's one of my favorite movies, easily. Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
Putting it on the list.
Yeah. It's been on Netflix for a long time.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm. Well, I will.
Just for any Netflix people out there.
Yeah. I know. Jess and I have brought our relationship to the point where we are sharing streaming accounts.
What?
Yeah. So I'm on her Netflix and she's on my Hulu. That's how That's how for realsies we are.
We just signed up for Shudder, which is like shuddering, like.
Is it like all spooky stuff?
It's all horror movies. Oh. It's a horror movie streaming service, and I was like, oh, this was made for Cole and I, basically.
I know there's one that's all. I don't know if it's just like K-dramas or if it's also anime, but it's called Crunchyroll.
Yeah, we have like a limited version of that. We downloaded.
Okay, yeah.
That one's been around for a long time, I think.
Yeah, my friend has that, and I just thought that was a really cute name for it.
Yeah, this one's like pretty new, but then we heard we both follow lots of like horror bloggers and stuff, and they were all talking about it, and there was like one day he was like, Cole and I were talking on the phone or something, and he was like, yeah, I just watched Frozen. It was really good. And it was like, I'm like, Frozen? Dude, like with Elsa and he was like, no, what are you talking about? Like with the kids up on the ski lift and they get trapped there and there's like wolves and like broken legs and like I'm like, oh, okay, you're talking about like,
that's a different Frozen.
It's very different.
This was not produced by Disney.
It's just funny that he's like, yeah, Frozen, I'm like, no.
Cole's like the last person I can picture just really getting into Frozen.
Yeah, I think we watched it. I watched it once because my niece liked it, and so we were watching it, and Cole like was like, and he got out his like Surface Pro, and he was like drawing over in the corner. Aww. I mean, I was like, I'll watch it once. Yeah,
I mean, I actually enjoy it. Like, I go in phases where I just like to watch a bunch of like random Disney movies and stuff.
Yeah, I like. I always catch up on animated movies like Inside Out and stuff, but usually like princess movies and stuff, I don't usually unless somebody has told me it's like over the top amazing. I liked Brave a lot.
Brave was really good.
So good.
Yeah.
That was like above, that wasn't about, falling in love and stuff. That was like a real like myth, story.
Right, yeah.
So
I felt like they did I like seeing that they're taking different angles in more of these princessy movies.
Yeah, I was just sad that Brave wasn't as popular.
Yeah, it really wasn't as much.
I really wish that little girls liked how kick-ass she was.
Yeah. She was super cool, though. Man.
It's a good story.
We have tangented quite a bit.
Yeah. Let's talk about How to Train a Dragon for a while, because that's also good.
That was also good. Oh, my gosh.
I got going to that one, and then he was, like, hardcore into that movie. Have you seen the second one?
Yeah.
So sad.
Oh, my gosh. I think, the second one is better than the first one.
Yeah, but so much. Oh, my God. So intense.
Yeah. Tugs at the heartstrings.
I like how you're like, whoa, you're real tangent. And I'm like, let's talk about another random movie. I like that laugh.
I feel like my voice is going away a little bit, so I'm getting all like squeaky.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I have changes. Right. Okay.
Just to wrap up. I had actually.
It's all about Winx.
Well, I was talking about my date day.
Yeah, go on.
Basically, we're going to watch the stuff. We're going to wear the jammies, and we're going to do, like, face masks and paint our nails. And it's going to be, like, a super indulgent day of, like, self-care.
Gosh, I want a tangent again so badly right now.
I mean, okay, go for it.
Do you use, like, hair mask stuff? I love hair masks.
I've never tried hair masks.
I love them.
I don't know if it would. I don't have a lot of hair.
I use them.
That's true. You have short hair, so...
I don't know why, but it just makes me feel like I'm pampering my hair and making it nice and lush and stuff.
Well, I generally have like pretty oily hair, so I'm always a little bit afraid that it's going to be too much.
There's always different kinds.
Is there? Okay.
Yeah, look how lush.
I'll have to check it out.
Also, do you use shower bomb things?
Not as much.
I got one from Lush, and it was great for like 2 minutes, and it was gone. I was like, oh.
I thought about getting the ones that are good for colds.
Oh, yeah.
Or it's like menthol-y kind of stuff that,
This one was just really nice, but if it was like, it just needed to be like a chunk or something, like that would last for a while.
I think if I'm going to do a balm of some sort, I'm going to go for a bath bomb.
I take a lot more showers, so I was just trying it out. It was like $1.50, so.
That's worth trying.
Yeah.
I have a lot of bath bombs to try out. Mm-hmm. Yeah. My drawer, my cup overfloweth of bath bombs.
And back. What were we talking about? Your date night?
Yeah.
It's exciting.
Well, I was just gonna, Jess is gonna get some, like, hand and foot masks.
Nice.
Yeah.
Hand and foot masks. That's interesting.
Where it, like, wraps and makes your hands all soft.
I should probably do that. My cuticles are always...
Yeah, my hands are kind of a mess after all the moving.
Mm-hmm.
So
Cole and I are going to a taco festival, and then we're playing some board games and then watching a horror movie. So that sounds
like a great day. Yeah. I mean, yeah, I'm going to do that, and then I'm just going to keep unpacking. Mm-hmm. But maybe in there, I will do some ASMR recording. Maybe. One of the things, though, as we're talking about the changes, getting back to the actual topic, well, why don't you talk about your big changes, and then I'll go in with my sub-topic.
Okay. Yeah, I'm changing jobs.
Yay!
Yay! Well, it's like... I
have a vested interest in this.
I'm going back to my old job, actually.
Which is where I work.
Yep.
So we're coworkers again.
Can bother you even more.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I've been at my job for 4.5, 5 months. And I felt really terrible because it's a small company and stuff. But they offered me, the main thing that my old job offered me was moving to 30 hours a week with super flexible time. So
awesome.
I'd be like, like work 40 hours this week and 20 the next or whatever. Do whatever you want with your time. Work wherever you want. Like, I'm like, well,
yeah.
You know, and I'm like thinking about all the things I want to be doing with my time and all the places I want to go with like working for myself and like starting other things. And I was like, I have to do that for myself, you know?
Yeah, no, that's really hard to turn out.
Yeah.
Turn down.
My gosh. The day I decided to tell my current boss, I was like, my stomach, I was just like, I just need to rip off the Band-Aid and tell him.
It's so hard.
It was so hard. It was so much harder because I'd only been there 4 months. So I felt like a real jerk.
But I mean, if things weren't really ideal there.
They weren't. Yeah.
You know?
I mean, like it was fine, but there was a lot of things that weren't like ideal.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I like told him and he was so surprised. And I was like, I'm so sorry.
I mean,
but, yeah. Just moving onward though.
Exactly.
They'll be fine.
You have to do things
it's
sometimes
business.
for you. Yeah, exactly. It's like your career.
Yeah.
And there's all these things coming up, like the neon stuff, like new big projects that you might want to do. Like,
I was just actually had down on my thing. I was like, my sister has big ideas too. She does the same thing. She was like, horse farm. I'm going to do like a horse farm with like this stuff. And she's like, all like, it's always like stuff like that.
Yeah.
But she's been really interested in interior design stuff. And she's been like redoing her whole house and all this stuff. And we've been like discussing for a while now about like, oh, maybe we could do something together at some point, you know, like, and doing some like reupholstery and stuff, maybe something like that, like old chairs from like Goodwill and things like that. And then I was actually like, I might actually have enough time for that now. So I was like talking to her about like clearing out her garage and like actually starting to try to do, because I have some really cool ideas about doing my own like fabric design and all this stuff. It'd be really,
that could be so cool. Oh my gosh, can you imagine? Can you imagine printing some of your cute stuff on fabric and then people turning it into like dresses?
Yeah. That would be very cute.
That'd be so cute.
They do have fabric, custom fabric, like, Society 6.
Oh,
but there's like fabric-based ones where you go buy custom fabric and you can just put your designs up.
Yeah.
I've been thinking about it for a while because I love doing pattern design, but...
Although, yeah, I guess also just like Society 6 or Zazzle or whatever, you could just like tile your design on there and then essentially have the same thing.
Mm-hmm. But, so I have lots of ideas for that kind of stuff. I don't know if it'll be super cutesy. It's not really my sister's style. So we were like compromising with my like kind of eclectic style and her like beige and light blues and, super like modern and sleek. And I'm like, okay, well, we'll find a medium.
Yeah.
We'll find a medium
you
there.
can still get all the cutesy out for Marshmallow Mimosa and
exactly.
S'more Sci-Fi.
Yeah. And, I also like just like solid, beautiful stuff. But.
You guys, marshmallows. Wait until you see the new logo for the book club, because OMG, it's so cute.
Might still be cat-based,
It might 100% still be cat-based.
Even more cat-based.
Oh my gosh, it's so cute. I already have plans, again, to make leggings.
You have to actually make them this time.
I know. I feel like it would actually be even better with the new logo.
Oh, yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
That'd be really cute.
I'm super stoked about it. So,
yeah, so that. And so I'm like a month at my old place, and then have like a week and a half off, which is going to be great.
Super nice.
Yeah, and then back to my old job at less time, more money.
Yeah.
Not too bad. So
that's awesome.
But
I'm excited.
I haven't been doing very much this week because I felt like it was just a ball of stress about all of it was like this long, drawn out, we're waiting for the owner to say yes to this deal, and I don't know if it's actually going to go through, so now I have to wait. And like, it was just like, just tell me if it's going to happen or not. Like, you just need to tell me now. Like, and then once I knew, like, going, oh my God, I have to tell my bot, it was just like, oh, yeah.
That's so stressful.
But it's over. And I was a real lump yesterday. I was watching somebody play Hellblade, Senua's Journey, which is a new game that's out just on YouTube. And,
all right.
And like using a little like medicine ball and just like hanging out last night doing nothing. It was good.
That's a good way to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I feel like this has just been a transition period.
Yeah.
This last like week and a half or so.
Yeah.
Sorry. I felt like I heard a knock a minute ago, and so immediately I'm just like, it's the neighbor. But I don't think
Winx apparently might have a scary neighbor downstairs, so we'll find out.
I know.
I don't think you would knock that timidly based on what you heard, so.
I don't know.
Just like, apparently he was going, knock, knock, knock. Hey, neighbor, you're being a little loud. You're just sitting in these chairs. You're just talking a little bit loud.
I mean, I don't know what the point at which he like freaks out is. I'm a little bit terrified of him.
It's okay. Yeah. It's all gonna be okay.
It's okay. Okay. Moving on. Well, I just no panic attacks on the air.
And then mostly walks in the door. She felt
night,
the disturbance.
One of the nights that she was meowing, I was laying in bed and she had just started meowing, and I was just like, oh, I just want her to stop. Like, maybe if I just lay really still, she'll just stop. And then I started in my head thinking, what if this is like too much noise for the angry downstairs neighbor? My gosh. And then I was like,
if I can hear a cat meowing, then whoa, that's
well, this
scary.
is the thing. It sounds like he's like kind of irrational about it, like based on what. Okay, I'm not going to go too much into this on this podcast, but I was warned within 30 minutes of getting my keys. I was warned by 2 people about the downstairs neighbor, who apparently like is very angry and has the tendency to like punch walls and bang on doors with tennis rackets. And I started crying in the parking lot because I'm terrified, because I'm a small person and I live by myself, and that's super scary. So I'm now doing my best to just live my life at my normal volume because it's not that loud. And if I get any like aggro actions, I will just call the police. But
just to be amazed, we're talking at like a normal volume, windows are closed, and he comes up and banging on the door. I'd be like, too much.
No, that's like, that's what I mean. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah. Okay. Talking about changes.
Yeah, you had.
This is one of the changes I'm dealing with.
Yeah, that's stressful.
So I was just going to talk about like how we each kind of handle changes.
Oh, okay.
Just I don't know if that's worth like talking about. Like, do you feel like you?
It's not worth talking about Winx.
God, stop. In a podcast. Do you feel like you do?
Cut off.
Do you feel like you do well with big changes?
Yes, because I welcome them. I try to force big changes in my life.
Yeah. I could see that because you're good with going from like big project to big project.
Yeah.
You proposed the podcast.
Yes, I did. I feel like if you don't make change, then it'll come to you eventually and it'll be worse. So you should be forcing change to your benefit whenever you can, basically.
That's a good way to think about it.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm good with change when I control every aspect of it.
Yeah, that's why you do it. That's when you make the changes. Yeah.
Yeah. So, the moving was a change that I decided to do, but I will say that moving is one of the biggest sources of anxiety for me. It's one of the things that triggers my anxiety like no other. And I think it's because there's so many things I don't have control over. So like I'm just at the mercy of so many potentially awful, and in this case, definitely awful people in positions of authority, and so that just terrifies me.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Things like that roll off my back pretty easily. Like, Cole is very affected. I hope he doesn't get mad at me saying this. I don't think he will. But he gets very affected when, like, something goes wrong or whatever when we're doing something. And I'm just like, whatever. It's already over.
Yeah.
Let's move on. Let's change path. Let's do whatever. You know?
We talked about this before because I'm opposite the same way, whereas Jess is really good. Like, things just roll off her back when plans change or whatever. And then I, like, don't know what to do with myself and just start like freaking out.
And I'm like, what? You're freaking out? Like, why does it matter? You know, like, it doesn't matter.
That's like her. She's like, oh, we'll just find something else to do. And I'm like, the day is ruined.
Yeah.
So I need to work on that a little bit.
Yeah, you need to work on your control problems a little bit. Let's turn this into a therapy session.
I know, right?
Dig into your past and like.
I actually, my friend went to this conference and was telling me about this talk that she heard where it was like, if you make small changes, like if you find yourself with routines and you purposefully change them, it is really good for the part of your brain, or like whatever neural pathways that have to do with making bigger changes. So like if you have the same Starbucks drink every day, like you should stop and you should get something different.
Yeah.
Or if you get something at the restaurant or whatever, because that's good to like reinforce that you can make that change and then still get something tasty or whatever.
Yeah.
So I've been trying to do that. And it has been good. I've been doing this with like coffees that I get or whatever. And also because my new apartment is really similar to my old apartment, like the layout is very similar. But just to give more info, since we've been talking a lot about my move and not a whole lot of context, I moved to the new unit just because it's renovated. So it had like nice hard floors and new appliances.
I mean, a little rough around the edges.
Yeah.
The details are a little...
Yeah, there's some disappointments that get rolled into that. But the reason I initially really chose this was because there was going to be like new appliances and new floors and blah, blah, blah.
Yep.
And then, and I'm not going to get into the rant. It's fine. It's fine. I love this new place. Just keep telling myself.
You'll like it.
I will. I'm liking it.
You're
more
like
and
a
more
cat. You know, a normal cat, not white tea.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. As I'm getting my stuff put away, I'm liking it more. But I'm having to deal with the fact that while it's really similar, it's just flipped.
Yeah.
So like everything's backwards. So like the spot where I film my YouTube videos, I'm going to be on the other side of my chase than I normally am. And stuff like that I'm like, just deal with it. This is good for you, Winx. This is good for you.
You shouldn't say anything in your YouTube videos. Just see if people will be really creeped out.
I feel like people will be really like panicking. Like, what's happening? Yeah. Why did your camera make everything flip around? And like when I've been putting things in drawers, I mean, sometimes it just makes like, you have to put the silverware in the top drawer. Like, that just makes sense. Every household does this.
Yeah.
But, like, dresser drawers and stuff, I've been specifically mixing up the order in which I did have them organized so that I could get better about changes. Because I'm noticing how, like, intense my reactions were when things went wrong in this move.
Do you think I need to take that advice because I force change on myself all the time so much? Because I feel like me having routines in the morning, like I always have like oatmeal, and I always have like, you know, it's like they're like this comfort. It's so comforting.
I think you need some stability, like, you know. I think
because I'm like I don't want to give it up.
No, like I mean, you're just, otherwise you're just living in like total chaos. You know,
I think it's fine to have routines.
It's fine to have some routines. I think this is just for people who have a hard time with change.
Yeah.
And just get too attached to getting that same thing, doing the same thing, and then you never take those bigger opportunities, which obviously I do take opportunities, hence like there's a podcast and all this stuff, but I maybe panic more than is necessary.
Gotcha, yeah.
So I'm going to work on that.
I mixed it up and I got a matcha latte and it was so good. And I was like, I've been depriving myself of this for a while.
See? Way to go.
Thanks.
Way to go. So yeah, we're coming up to that time. I'm gonna wrap this up. So again,
congratulations on your changes, Winx.
Thank you. You too. I'm really excited to have you back because we met for lunch one time since you left, but it was a really long.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, you're far away.
Oh yeah,
it was a long walk to get to
true.
Like a mutual meeting ground.
Yeah, but don't we see each other enough?
I guess. It's actually, we probably shouldn't talk because then we won't have as much to go over for the podcast.
I heard people that are like friends that do that. They end up being like, wait, don't talk about that because we talk about the podcast. And they start getting all like,
oh God, we're going to have to work on this. Okay. I'll avoid you in the hallways.
I see you with like War of the Worlds like in front of your face as you're walking down the hallway.
God, yeah, we can't talk about it. We can't talk about it. So yeah, just to wrap up with some general reminders, if you have forgotten over this last hour of chat, you need to go and sign up for those giveaways because it is the last like 24 hours in which you can do that.
24 hours.
Yeah.
Or less because we usually put at like 10 a.m. or something.
Yeah, who knows when you're listening to this. So go leave us a review on iTunes, then email us to let us know who you are. And then also sign up on Patreon, become our patron. In addition to being entered for the giveaway, you will also get some cool stuff like access to patron-only polls and cool artwork. There's some cool really cute desktop wallpaper background things. Yeah, words. Thank you.
I have a little cute fall one in there now. I'll have to make like a wintry one. I'll have to make like seasonal ones.
They're all good. Mm-hmm. And then you can also get episodes early. You can sign up for really cool stuff in the future. It's going to be great. So I encourage you.
It's going to be great.
Yeah.
I don't know what that
changes.
Changes.
And again, this is our second to last episode. Next week is going to be the final. Oh, not the last. The final episode of season 1.
You're scaring the 5 listeners we have. Winx.
Don't get carried away, Winx. It's fine.
You're all great. We all like you.
Yes.
I don't know how many of you there are really of you, but you know.
It's not about quantity, it's about quality.
Exactly. They actually are very quality listeners. I appreciate them.
We love you guys. So yeah, next week is going to be our last episode of season 1. We may take a little breather while we sort of prep for...
I think it's just going to be 1 week.
Yeah, I think there's going to be like 1 week where we don't put anything out, and then we're going to jump into season 2. Mm-hmm. It's going to be super exciting. So stay tuned for information on that. We will hopefully have links soon to the new... iTunes setup so you can subscribe there.
Yeah, we'll have lots of announcements on Instagram and Twitter and all that stuff too.
All the stuff. So get excited. And as always, follow us on all the social medias, Twitter, Instagram. Yes. Okay.
Good.
Yeah?
Good.
Okay, I'm going to stop talking. To all you moonshot marshmallows.
To all a good night. I always want to say that.
And to all, good night.